Let's go. Hey guys.
Okay, so we've been AWOL for a while,
Yeah.
but we promise
I'm not promising anything.
we didn't mean to.
Okay.
We didn't mean to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're back and we're better, obviously. So, I mean, we just finished watching the series Sex Life,
and Life.
and we've been dissecting, analyzing, introspecting
Yeah.
on the whole issue that is Sex Life, the movie on Netflix. It's currently trending at number 1, Netflix Nigeria. I don't know if it's trending
In other
Netflix in other countries, but in Nigeria, it's trending. So we want to talk about it.
Yeah. He has said it all. So you're welcome to Catching Up with Ikeresa. I always and will remain Teresa.
And I always and will remain Ike Nama.
Yep. And together we are known as
Ikeresa.
So yeah, we're actually going to do this like a podcast, but this is a movie review with Ikeresa. Okay.
Just chilling in our natural habitats.
P.S. This is shot
Sipping.
in the midnight.
Yeah. Sipping on a smoothie made by yours truly. Cheers. Yeah. We're just chilled. So let's do this.
All right. So let's watch the trailer of the movie real quick.
Let's go.
And sorry if you've not seen this movie. This is going to be...
It's not a movie. It's a
series. If you've not seen the series, this is going to be...
It's called Sex Life.
What did they say when you talk about a movie that a person has not seen? It's like a bumper, right? It's like...
What?
Like I'm spilling... Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to apologize that I'm going to spoil the movie for you. But,
okay. You mean when you're like spoiler? Like a spoiler.
It's a spoiler, sorry.
Okay,
English
well,
is so
if
hard.
you've not seen Sex Life, we recommend you watch it at least halfway, then you come and watch this vlog.
Just
ASAP.
watch our vlog, Jerry.
ASAP. But
After watching the vlog, you can now go and watch it.
Listen to us, listen to what we have to say, then watch it for yourself and, come back in the comment section and tell us what you think about it.
Yeah. Everything sauce in a relationship.
This Sex Life, if you're in a relationship right now or you're married, but even if you're maybe sort of having a Netflix and chill kind of fling, I recommend that you and yours watch it
Together. It has a thing.
It has
Something it does to you.
Yes, it's just nice to watch it.
It is Netflix and chill.
Girl, I don't know what you're talking about, but anyways, I recommend you watch Sex Life. Singles, married people, or people in relationships.
So are you already saying it's a good movie because you're just recommending?
It's good because obviously it's been number 1 for more than a week.
No, let's leave the trending part because I feel like it's trending because obviously it's
very sexual.
Yeah. But is it a good movie? Do you think it can win awards?
It's a great movie. Very good actors. I mean, the actress on the movie, the lady that played Billy, she was on edge the whole time. Episode 1 till the last episode, I think 8, she was on edge the whole time.
Yeah,
she cried, she hesitated, she was excited, she was sad, she was sorry.
She was never just normal.
She was never normal.
She was always on the edge, like
coupled with having to get naked every episode.
I mean,
yo, crazy.
I don't know how much she was
If
paid,
you're not 18, do not watch this movie.
Yeah, right. Like this, your disclaimer is going to make them not watch it. I feel like your disclaimer is going to make everyone go and watch it right now.
Yeah, they should. It's
16,
rated
15,
18,
14.
not even 16. It's rated 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. It's
So,
actually rated 18. But yeah, so
adults only.
let's talk about the movie real
Yeah.
quick. So we have Billy, we have Cooper. Billy is the lead actress. We have Cooper, her husband.
Yeah.
We have Brad, her ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend stroke. Yeah, ex-boyfriend. They didn't get to the fiancé
No, they didn't
level.
get to. So ex-boyfriend, and then we have Sasha, her best friend. So we're going to analyze this characters real
Yeah, they
quick.
had other characters
Real
like
quick.
their work buddy and
Yeah.
that Chinese lady's name. What's her name?
Is it Francesca? Is it
Anyways, I'm gonna find out. So
Yeah.
you start, baby.
So let's start with the lead actress, Billy.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's start with Cooper. Ha ha.
Okay.
See, Cooper is an ideal man. I remember when I was watching it with Ike and I kept saying, this is the man every lady would want to marry. Like, this man is too good. He's the best of men. And then I could say, there's no man like Cooper. I doubted him for a while until I got to the last episode
And
now.
she
And then
saw why
I
I said
agreed.
that.
And I'm like, there is no man like Cooper, really. Because initially I was just like, damn, like, who would actually
Be like that.
like side your
You're
wife?
too good to be true. Okay. Season 1, episode 1. Yeah. Apparently, what's her name again?
Billy?
Billy just gave birth. Like, our child is not up to 6 months old,
Yeah.
and she's supposedly supposed to have postnatal depression. Is that it?
Patum.
Postpartum depression. So because of this now, she starts dreaming, fantasizing about her ex-boyfriend stroke lover, which is Brad.
Yeah.
Mind you, the last time she ever spoke with Brad or saw Brad was 8 years ago.
8 freaking years.
How can you not have spoken to someone from 8 years and then all of a sudden you start fantasizing about this person
Damn.
at the peak of your marriage? I mean, she already had 1 kid. She had a 2nd kid. She had the most loving husband any woman could ask for. This man is financially stable, financially buoyant, financially flourishing,
Good looking.
handsome, smart, faithful, young, dashing.
Family oriented.
He's like a prince. But then, that's not enough. Billy starts fantasizing about her ex-lover from 8
Brad,
years ago.
who is completely the opposite of her husband, Cooper.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Brad is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's you know when a girl says I love him because he's a bad guy, like, he doesn't give a rat's ass about anybody. And he's always living on edge.
Yeah.
Like, he's always
In the
experiencing
moment, like, oosh,
life.
let's do this.
Life
Oosh,
at its
let's do
peak.
that.
Let's
Yeah.
do this. Let's do that. And there's a lot of sex. Brad could have sex anywhere. They could be at an amusement park, and he just drags Billy, and they just go somewhere and have sex. They
And
could
you know,
have
I
sex
think that was
in
the
front
reason-
of everybody.
That was the reason why Billy actually really liked him.
And that was the reason why she liked him,
Yeah,
because of
the
the thrill,
spontaneity, yeah.
the spontaneity and everything. She loved that. And that went on for, when she was dating Brad, that went on a lot. Apparently, the first day they met, they had sex that day.
True. In the pool.
In the pool. Like,
Steaming.
Brad took her home, and they had sex that same day, like that same night.
Yeah.
Billy was what I would not say she was loose, because everything she was doing was deliberate. She was the kind of, her and Sasha, which is her best friend, they were the kind of women that would sleep with men and bounce the men, like sleep with them once, like they were at showers or something, and just let them go.
No. That's not the word to use. That is more like a wild woman.
A wild
Yeah,
woman.
you can't call her a prostitute because she never accepted money. That's
I didn't call her
difference.
a prostitute.
No, you literally did. You said that in our own.
No. I didn't. I said
said-
she would sleep with men like the men were Ashewus.
Okay, like the men.
Yes,
Okay, not her.
not
right.
her.
Okay.
Like, do you get? So they sleep with men and find a way to like let them go or even like pay them off if they could, because they were enjoying it. So they were wild women. Her and her best friend Sasha.
Now let me say something real quick. 95% of women, I don't know, quote me if I'm wrong, but 95% of women have experienced that side of Billy.
Okay, which side?
Yeah, the wild side.
The wild side when you're always having sex.
No, where you just want, sex maybe, sometimes
95,
not
is
sex.
that not a whooping number? Is that not too much?
I'm trying to tell you that most women have. Like,
Really?
most women have that side. They all have that wild side. They've experienced that wild side. Do you understand? I'm talking about women who are our recent generational women, not women before now where they used to really keep their virginity and all of that. Our generational
Okay.
women, most of them right now have that.
That's like millennials and
Yes.
some Gen Z.
Exactly. From 30s, those ones down.
Okay.
So they have that wild side. So Billy is a conventional woman. Apart from although for the movie it was a bit extreme because she was really, really doing it with different people. But Billy is actually
I wouldn't say
actually
she's
a
conventional.
No, she is.
Because she did a lot of things that conventional women wouldn't do.
That is not true. That's why I said the movie is exaggerating her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying. It's out
she's-
of convention.
No,
because
it is.
she is.
Get my point. Most women have had that wild side, even if it's for a month, even if it's for a year, even if it's for 2 years, even if for a week. Do you
Okay.
understand? Most women you talk to, funny enough, I've had this movie with my friends, right? When I traveled, I had this man. Truthfully, all everybody was saying was, she's a conventional woman. Like, most of us women
Well, I'm
have
not a
experienced-
woman, so I wouldn't know.
I'm serious. Like, they've
So I'll
experienced
take it
that
from you.
part. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Although Billy was a bit extreme because obviously it was a movie and plus she's not from Nigeria or Africa where we have
Okay.
to be a little bit more.
Okay, so that's established.
Yes.
Most women these days have a wild
side. And most women are also experiencing what she's experiencing. Like,
Which is what?
most women have experienced what she
Which
experienced.
is
Which is
fantasize
yes, when
about
you are
an ex.
when you're in marriage or you're in a relationship, one way or the other you've fantasized, not extremely like hers though, because obviously they're trying to portray her character very well, but you fantasized or you've remembered or you've alluded. Do you understand? To some, not even your ex, some maybe wild sex you had, or some fling you had, or some. Do you understand that women are? They don't talk about it. Women don't talk about it because we never want to look like the people. We leave it for the men. We leave that side of us for the men.
Well, some women do talk about it though.
No, yeah, of course, some do, but some women, women in relationship right now are dealing with this issue. Do you understand?
So why do you think they should? Shouldn't they be like satisfied?
No, that's
what
where
they
you get
have?
it wrong, right? Okay, let's go back
with
to
who they're
let,
with,
okay,
rather.
let me quickly answer this question. Trust me, they are satisfied
So why did they have
with what
that kind
or
of
who
fantasy
they
when
are
everything
with.
is going well?
Now, sometimes it's because there's still a part of you, right? It happens both ways, both gender, right? But there's still a part of you that kind of still remembers things. It's like your brain tries to remind you of stuff. Do you understand?
Okay.
We can't really help it. But for women, most of the time is when maybe it happens when maybe we're going through something. For example, postpartum stress, lack of attention from our husband or spouse, or lack of good sex from our husband, or lack of something. That's when we actually experience this thing. On a normal day, we don't just experience it like, oh, Or like you men that just, you're not having any stress, nothing, you just want to cheat. But for women, it's mostly, maybe my husband not give me attention, or maybe I'm fighting with my husband, or I'm not getting what I want, the good sex or the spontaneous sex I want from my husband, and then boom, they remember that person that gave that to them.
I dig. Anyways, back to sex life.
So that's what happened with Billy. That's what I think happened with Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Billy.
But then Billy started writing about it.
Yeah, now.
And then her husband found out, and she kept on writing about it.
Yeah.
And her husband
that was
is
where
so
I was
good
so angry
that
at
he
Billy.
decided to act out the things she was writing.
And that was where
he thought he was lacking.
That was where I doffed my heart for Cooper.
Yeah, I gave him props for trying to fix that, because in his head he was the problem. Yeah. And he tried to be a better man.
Yeah.
So the things that Billy was writing about, he tried to fix it, and trust me, he did his best. He went above and beyond to fix it.
No, she said it that sex was her problem, right?
Excuse me.
She said that sex was her problem.
Yeah.
So those things she was writing majorly were her sexual escapades.
Not even fantasies, because fantasies are something that hasn't happened before.
Yeah. Her sexual escapades with her ex, right?
Yeah, Brad.
Because she misses that sex. Do you understand? So she wanted Cooper to be that person.
No, she didn't want Cooper to be that person. She was just missing it. Because even when Cooper became that person, it wasn't enough.
Because he has never been like that. Do you get it? I know it's quite confusing, but there are some things we want in our partner.
The bottom line. Well, let's talk about this. I know you want to be a teacher. We're talking about this movie right now.
No, I'm not being a teacher. I'm trying to make you understand that
in this movie, she was fantasizing about Brad because she wanted that thing with Brad. It wasn't about Cooper. Cooper was not lacking, because even when
Cooper was lacking in sex.
Cooper found himself lacking. He tried to fix that, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough because she wasn't used to that.
Because Cooper was not who she wanted. That was why it wasn't enough.
No, she wanted Cooper. That's what I'm trying to say. You might want somebody, but you might not get everything you want in that person. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, let's go back to it. She wanted Brad's sex.
Yeah.
Right? She was writing. Where I got angry with her is when her husband found out, and you kept writing. Why are you?
She kept writing. She went as far as to see this guy, even when she knew that he was now with her best friend. He finally found a way to get her number.
So let me push this question, right? Let me slip it in. So, do you think it's cool that your best friend sleeps with your ex years after you left your ex? Let's sit in the comment section. For me, I don't think it's cool. What do you think?
Your best friend sleep? Well, it's 8 years. I don't see anything there.
I really don't see anything there, but yeah, I'll have this little
8 years, and
I'll definitely have the age.
They only got together on the 8th year. I only see a problem with it if they are still active best friends. Which I don't know if they were still active
Billy
best friends.
and Sasha were active best friends.
Yeah, if they were still active best friends, then it's a problem. Because obviously,
you should have informed her
that man meant a lot to Billy.
Yeah.
At a time in her life. Mm-hmm. You get? I mean, they almost had a baby together. So why would you go and sleep with someone
that's why I feel
your best friend
cool.
almost had a baby with?
Yeah. So she found out that Sasha was sleeping with Brad, and that didn't really stop her. I was wild when she was watching a video. That's when I knew what she had was infatuation and not love for Brad. She was watching a video of Brad sleeping with her best friend. I'm sorry. Sleeping with her best friend. Mm-hmm. And she was masturbating.
Yeah. So Brad FaceTimed her, and he put the phone in a corner and made sure he made love with Sasha, which is her best friend. And she watched the whole thing and even masturbated to it.
you know,
so that was crazy. She's
if you
gone.
actually love someone, you won't want to see that person with someone else. That's when I knew she didn't really love Brad. What she had was
sexual.
She was just gone sexually. She was infatuated with this person. That's it. And that's why I knew she loved Cooper. Because anyone who you think or can imagine a family with, trust me, you love that person.
Well, if any woman can love me and still do that, I don't want that kind of love. I don't want it. Take it away. Far from me. Because you say you love someone, but then you see that this person is hurting and trying to make situations better, even though he's doing the best he can. And you are still messing up. He finds out that you've been talking to this guy, that you've seen this guy. He makes you know that it's not cool and is angry about it. And then you're still doing this thing secretly. You're still writing about your escapades on your notepad and everything. And this is not cool. And this man is complaining. This man even goes as far as to meet this Brad guy.
Yeah. I mean, like, Cooper is the ideal... I'll say it again. Babe, pardon me, but Cooper is an ideal man. Like, which man will see your notebook?
He's an ideal man because he can take shit. That's the only...
Not because he can take
that's
shit.
The only
because
reason why
he's
you're saying he's
enough
an
to
ideal
handle
man.
a situation.
Because he can take shit.
What he knew was he had a family that he needed to save. Look, if you have a bigger goal, you won't look at the smaller picture. That is the truth. He knew the bigger goal was to make sure his family is intact, no matter whatever is going on with the wife. So he just knew all he had to do was to forgive and try to make it right.
It's the same thing in relationships here. It's like saying you get cheated on and you're telling yourself you need to look at the bigger goal.
That's what no,
and
but that's what a lot
at
of
the bigger goal and take it, and then yes, they are saying, "Oh, you're an ideal person because you're taking."
No. See, it's a difference between no.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense because why do you think a lot of mothers, fathers, people in relationship forgive their cheating partners? Because they look at the bigger goal, which is I want to save my family.
The bigger goal should be love, not because you want to save your family.
What is your family? Your family is love. Do you know what a family is? The first unit
is a unit.
Is a first unit in the society. That is you. Your family is you.
So
your family represents you.
People that leave situations like that, does that mean that they are not ideal men or ideal women?
No, they are. It depends on how the situation now is. You get? It's like now for me.
That is as bad as it can get. Do you know that that's worse than cheating?
How? What do you mean? How is that? See, we're getting to the end part. The end part was where, I now told myself.
Let's be on this.
No, the end part was when I told myself, okay, Cooper shouldn't ever forgive.
He's an ideal man, but it's not because he could take shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, that see, you don't need to address some situations.
He's an ideal man because he really loved his wife.
That's not just the reason. And he's an ideal man
he wanted to fix it even when he was not, like, it wasn't his responsibility to.
Why is it not his responsibility to?
It's not his responsibility.
He's the one with the problem. He's the one. From the beginning, he was the one with the problem. For the series there going further, he was the one with the problem. She complained of his sex. He never had time. If you watch from the first episode or so, when she wanted to have sex with him, he was still watching football. He came back late and he was still watching football. He wasn't even concentrating on the sex. I mean, that is a problem. And he realized that was his problem, and that's why he now started trying to fix it. If he knew there was no problem, trust me, if he saw that notepad, he'd be like, okay, I give you great sex, so I don't need to do anything. But he knew, okay, I think I need to improve on my sex. I need to improve on something. So it's like, I always say this thing, if a woman is lacking something, just give it to her. Simple. So, okay, for example, now let's say it wasn't sex that was on that that laptop? What if she was talking about, Brad gives me a lot of attention. I remember that time that Brad took me somewhere. I remember that time we went to plenty places they were going visiting. Of course, Cooper will still try to take her to those places. Do you understand?
From what I found out, do you know why I chose not to think it was just sex? Because from the moment they met, that is how Brad's Cooper's sexual orientation has been. So why is it all of a sudden that his sexual orientation is not up to her level?
See,
when they were dating, why wasn't that a problem?
It wasn't
they already
a problem.
had one kid.
See, it wasn't a problem at that time.
They probably have been dating for like 5 years. So why is it a problem all of a sudden?
They were not dating for 5 years.
I said probably.
Okay.
Probably.
See,
because they already had a kid that was what? Pushing 4.
No. It's like 2.
Okay. 2-ish.
Yeah.
2, 3-ish.
See, it became a problem to her at that time because, one, she was already going through a lot.
That child was more than 2, babe.
She was going through a lot.
Yeah, anyways.
She was going through a lot. And at that time, she couldn't recognize herself. You are who you are. That's the truth. You are who you are. Sometimes we try to push back how we are to live a new life. But low-key, we still struggle with our past. We still struggle with our weakness. And her weakness was she wanted to be wild. She still wanted to be that wild Billy that she was. But she met, what's his name? Cooper, when she was broken and Brad had broken her heart and she was alone and lonely, and boom, Cooper was there like a knight in shining armor. Man, at that time, trust me, she wasn't even thinking about the sex. So, I mean, she just wanted security. She just wanted a family. And now she has gotten that. And years have passed by and she's like, oh, it's like the veil is off her eyes. And she's like, oh, wow, I've gotten the security. I've gotten the family. I've gotten the kids. I've gotten the husband. And now
so she goes back to the bad thing that she's not supposed to be doing. In what, 5 minutes? I just find that
5 minutes? Are you counting?
I'm not counting, I'm just estimating.
Oh, okay.
So it's so bad that she cannot take correction, that she cannot listen and apply. She cries every time. And that's why sometimes I say this, when the woman is crying, sometimes you should not even take that too seriously, especially if it's someone that cries a lot. Believe someone that every time she's crying, but she doesn't fix what she's crying about. She says, oh, she knows this, she's sorry, she's always sorry. Every time she gets caught, she's always sorry. But she cries, and she goes back to that thing.
Well,
so she can't help herself. She tried everything. She couldn't help herself.
I said it from the start.
And the moment her husband, Cooper, wanted to fix things, he took solace in his friend. And his friend said, okay, him and his wife have this thing that they do. They invited them for. That thing is as wild as Billy's fantasies. But guess what? She was not having it.
She wasn't having it because that's not who she married.
But that's what she wants in her marriage.
At that point, she actually messed up. She messed up at that point.
She wants a man that is wild.
Yeah, she should have just accepted
that wild man.
Yeah.
But then she was not having it. I mean, Cooper tried to be that wild man, but she was not having it.
Yeah, she wasn't.
I mean, your husband wants to fill the void that you have created in your mind. That was just
the only part I didn't understand for
And
Billy.
then you don't want him to fill the void.
That was the only part. Because for me, as a woman, I feel once my man is trying to fill that void, I feel that is the... In fact, second. That's where
he tried to be more
That's where
sexual.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this man is trying to work. I mean, it's not every time you see a man that wants to actually change for you or do something to please you. Trust me. So seeing that kind of person, I just blamed Billy. I was like, nah. You have a good man. that is ready to do something for you, and you are throwing it away. Like
he was ready to sacrifice it all, put everything on the line.
On the line.
He wanted his marriage to work for the longest.
And he even had a co-worker that liked him.
Yes, he had Francesca. That's the Asian lady.
I'm not sure of her name.
That's her name, Francesca, the Asian lady that liked him, that took interest in him. His boss, which is good to look at, which is very stable. I mean, he could have easily gone to like sleep with her or something.
Yeah, but
no, he let her, he let her be fond of him because obviously, I mean, he just wanted to maybe use that as
No, he never did that. He never let her be fond of him. What he did was, at some point in everybody's life, you want to talk to someone, right? So he opened up to her, and she helped him out like one night, and that was it. He told her straight up that, look, I don't want.
And he never really.
I don't want to leave my wife.
Rubbed it on.
Yeah,
on Billy's
he told her straight up, I don't want to leave my wife. I'm still settling things, and that's why I respect him. Like, let me cancel what you said now. As a man, if you're having issues, never let a woman get fond of you because you are having issues in your home. That is, we women are going to take advantage of that, and that's why Billy Cooper rather got it so right. So right now in season 2, if he does actually make her
but
fond of
Francesca
her,
actually became fond of.
No, they were just co-workers. They never got fond of each other.
I mean, he slept a night in her house.
That is not being fond.
You don't do that in marriage. That's being fond of somebody.
No, that is not true.
I go to a woman's house that I'm working with, a woman that clearly
they were having work. They went for a work dinner.
It wasn't a work dinner.
No, it was. It was from a work dinner.
He slept in her house. My point is, he was letting her in, but the reason was because of his wife.
No, my point is that he never let her in.
Assuming him and Billy were good, he would not sleep over.
Of course, but you can't blame that on Billy.
That is my fondness.
And you can't say he was fond of.
Fondness does not mean love. Fondness is, I like your company. That's what being fond of somebody is.
You're not going to spoil Cooper in my eyes.
That is, see, when a married man sleeps a whole night in his co-worker's house, his co-worker, which is clearly fond of him and would even like to sleep with him, obviously, what would you call that?
So you can say that the lady was fond of him, but you can't say he lets her be fond of him.
He let it happen.
He did not let it happen.
Because guess what? There was a night he was supposed to leave and she was supposed to leave. And then he said, which is that same night he slept at her place, let's go to that bar that is near your house. It was supposed to be just the bar, but guess what? He slept at her place.
But I mean, Cooper
what would you say that? What would you
Cooper
say?
Really tried.
I'm saying I'm giving him all his accolades, but I'm just saying he let that happen.
Okay.
And normally, if everything was good, he will not let that happen.
Yeah.
Because that was him
but
making
still, nothing
moves.
happened, though.
Do you understand? The woman suggested it the last time, and he bounced it. But this new time, he didn't bounce. He was the one that made the suggestion. And he even tried to kiss her before she was not like, oh, I don't think we should be doing it. And she got in her car. Then he suggested that.
No, I didn't watch that.
That happened. Cooper tried to kiss her. She feigned him off. Then she got in the cab. Then he hailed a cab for her.
No way. Cooper did not try to kiss her.
Let's bet.
Okay, we'll watch it again.
Let us bet. Because
we will watch it again.
Babe, you know how it comes when you want to argue. So do you want to put something on the line now? Let's check this.
But the point is, Cooper is a good guy.
Cooper is a good guy. I'm not taking that away from him. He's an amazing guy. He's a great guy. Do you understand? But I'm not going to also say that this did not happen, and I'm not going to fault him for making that happen. Do you get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to what we're saying. At the end of the day, Billy let her fantasies and her previous escapades overpower and take dominance in her marriage. And that is something you should not do in a relationship. Let a third party come in between your marriage. And Brad came in between there, as in he was a dominant force. He was there. Cooper set up a dinner where he invited her Billy's best friend, which is Sasha, and Brad, because they were now dating apparently, but which they were not just dating. They were not dating; it was just sex. But they put up the front just for the dinner.
Yeah.
And the dinner went to shit. And what really pissed me off was at some point, while they were talking and trying to trash things out, Billy started fantasizing again. Right there. Can you imagine the effrontery? And okay, when the argument became heated, Billy excused herself to the bathroom. Brad, which is obviously her ex-lover, followed her into the bathroom and they started having a conversation. Why would you be having a conversation with him when your husband is out there sitting? That's the conversation you're supposed to be having at the table. That's why he brought you guys there.
Yeah.
But you're having a conversation with the last person you're supposed to have a conversation with in the toilet. Is the disrespect for me.
No, Billy was all shades of disrespectful.
Cooper barged in the bathroom, and instead of her to hold her side, she stepped in front of him to protect Brad.
No, she wasn't. I watched that part. She wasn't trying to protect Brad. She was just trying to not let them get into a fight. And of course, the person she would go to is her husband. So she went straight to her husband's face to like hold him. He's like, no, babe, no, babe, that kind of stuff. So I think what she did there wasn't actually bad. It was just
It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. She was just trying to make sure a fight, because she knew how Cooper was coming in with like all the punch and everything, and she just went straight to him to try to stop him. Yeah, but the conversation in the bathroom,
I won't say she went straight to him. She
did.
kind of like stepped in front of it.
Of course, you want Brad to punch Cooper. Oh, sorry, Cooper to punch Brad.
Yeah, he deserved
Why?
it. He deserved it.
I mean, yeah, he deserves it, but I mean,
so
that's
why not
like
let
the
it
best
happen?
thing. No. What if Brad now beats up Cooper? It happens, so that's even more shameful.
How is that more shameful?
Beating up my husband.
Why would you put your husband in that situation?
So
the moment Brad came in to talk to her, that was when she was supposed to leave.
Well, she wanted to have
But
that
you see
conversation.
Billy.
No, Billy is just a stubborn male. Like, she's stubborn.
Billy is a bad person.
Yeah,
she's not just stubborn.
I know funny thing. She estimated something. She said she has 85% of everything she wants in her marriage. Look, if I have 85%,
but she couldn't let 50% go.
If I have 85% of a good marriage, I'll be thanking God every day. Do you know what 85% is? It's like almost perfect. Like almost perfect. And this lady had 85% of what anybody wants in a marriage. But you see that 15%, she couldn't let it go. I was just like,
and what was that 15%? Crazy sex. No, it's not just, I mean, she was getting good sex, but she wanted crazy sex.
Priorities. Like,
do you know that thing should even be less than 15%? It should probably be like
10
5%.
or 5%.
Because it's not like she wasn't getting that sex.
But this lady decided to go for the 15%.
She was getting that sex, but she wanted the sex from one particular person.
No.
Yes. Her husband tried to be that person that you get crazy sex. I mean, he did the whole thing where they got chased by police. He did the whole thing where they were speeding, where they had sex in the car.
Once
he did the whole thing where they had sex in the pool.
To Cooper.
He did the whole thing where they went to like a gathering where elderly people on their level, in their class, were, watching people have sex, and it was a very private thing and it was legit. But she didn't even like it. I mean, that is as crazy as the sex you want goes. But you're not comfortable. Why? It's one person you're thinking about.
You know what?
I
told Ike from the onset of when the movie started, I said the only thing that can help this lady is she has to sleep with that guy.
Yeah.
She has to sleep with Brad. That's what I said. I said she has to sleep with Brad. After sleeping with Brad,
she has to mess up her marriage.
Just sleep with.
She has to mess up her marriage.
That's what she wants. You have to sleep with your ex, and he breaks your heart again. He doesn't need to break your heart. In fact, when you're done with that sex, the thing will clear. You remember that? Oh shit! I just cheated on my husband. Then everything will clear. She will not even start hating that Brad. I said it from the onset. But we're just watching. I said, this is how this movie is going. You think she'll start
hating? I don't think she'll start hating anymore.
Of course she will.
She wouldn't hate him.
She will. Because once Cooper finds out that she slept with Brad, the hatred that Cooper will have for her, she will extend it to Brad.
Why did she not hate him after all these years now? Why did she not hate him now?
She hated him all these years.
But she still won't lash. She
hated him all these years.
Fine.
But she just
but she goes still won't lash.
Exactly.
Exactly. So what's the point of hitting someone that can always fuck you?
I'm sure like after that time, because now she has a lot to lose. That time she didn't have a lot to lose.
Now
she was
has.
Single. So now she has. So I feel once she sleeps with Brad, she'll hate Brad because now she has a lot to lose. By the time they take her kids,
has a lot, or she had already lost.
Once they take her kids from her, first of all, she'll hate Brad. That's how it always happens.
Well, she's not like she's not an adult and she doesn't know that. She knows that. Yeah. But she chose that.
She picked it. So
she had all the time.
Finally, she went back
She had all the time in the world, all the therapy in the world.
After everything.
All the advice in the world to think about that. And she still chose that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? At the end of the season, she went back to Brad. And what was the first thing she said? I still love my husband.
Yeah, but
and Cooper, as a smart man that he is, he had a tracker on her, so he knew where she went. And he was like, J. Cole at that moment, don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
I felt for Cooper that time.
Because he tried everything.
It was messed up.
This man tried everything. Even when he supposedly messed up.
The friend advised her.
He begged, like he said, we'll work this out. And she actually calmed down. For a while, she started doing other things. Like she went for her goals. She went back to school. She started doing all the things that she really wanted to do. And Cooper gave her
she was missing
the leeway to do all these things. But it wasn't good enough. The cloud of sleeping with Brad was always there. And it was a stench that couldn't go away.
Yeah.
And while in her house, with her kids, no nanny, no nothing. She just erupted and took her bag, went out to sleep with. And you have your kids there. You're leaving your kids to go and sleep with man.
She picked a 15%.
She doesn't care about her kids.
Our advice to you is pick the 85%. Sis and brother, do not pick the 15% because the 15% is going to destroy you.
It's that simple. Even if you want to pick that 15%, pick it with your full chest and don't hurt this person that you're hurting. I mean, it's good if in the beginning she slept with the guy and you're going to say, okay, if you have hurt me, you have hurt me. We have cancelled the marriage. Fine. Yeah. But you do ringa rosy and you rigmarole, beat around the bush, hurting this person all the way and still at the end of the day hurt the person even more. Because now he'll be like, he knew about what you were doing and you still went to do it. That's more hurt than maybe you sneaking out and doing it. At least you went behind his back. You didn't want him to find out. But this one, you want him to find out because he's aware.
Anyway,
so, ladies and gentlemen,
we can't wait for season 2 to see how it's going to pan out and what is going to happen.
What's your advice?
But my advice is pick the 85%, okay? If you are blessed and lucky to have a man like Cooper, stick with him because trust me, he's rare. He is 1% of the 1%. Yeah. So just stick. And if you have a lady like Cooper as well, stick with her. She's the 1% of 1%.
So what would you advise people that have
95% of
people
people
like,
in life are billies. Trust me. 95% of men are billies. 95% of women are billies. They are not satisfied with who and what they have at home. That is the truth. They are not.
Really? 95% of people are billies.
Exactly. They are. That is the hard truth. You have a pretty wife, you have a pretty husband, a cute husband, but no, you want that hot girl. Instagram, Twitter, hot boy, hot girl outside. You're a billy. Yes, you are a billy. So be a Cooper today. Be a Cooper today and mind your family, your relationship. Yeah.
So,
Leave Brad
you've
alone.
heard it, guys.
Bad boys are not good. They're going to
heard it,
destroy your
guys.
life. So make sure you follow us on our Instagram handle.
Well, we're not done. I would like to see this life. That's why sometimes be careful with the people you like call your friends, because she was that kind of person because of her friend.
No.
I mean, the company that she kept, they were doing these things. And sometimes you feel like, oh, let me just enjoy my life.
She never
now.
really influenced her friend, though.
Okay, fine. You're like, let me just enjoy my life now. When I finish enjoying my life, I will settle down and marry.
Mm-hmm.
That life that you're enjoying might end up ruining
haunting you later.
Because that's why some people will say that is in my past. But it's her past. Your past is always what comes back to haunt you.
True.
So now that you're in your present, you have the power to make your present the best so that you don't have a bad past.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say, let me let myself go. Let me do drugs. Let me sleep with this person and that person. Let me prostitute for money. Let me do this. See, 5 years from now, when you want to be that good person that you want to be, that your past can haunt you.
Come back.
Might come back. Most likely it will. Because guess what? There's nothing hidden under the sun.
True.
You might form, okay, you're this holier than thou person when you were that kind of person in your past. If you have unresolved issues, sometimes you even have resolved issues, because in Billy's case, everything was good.
Resolved.
But she started fantasizing, started longing for things of her past. She was nostalgic.
Yeah.
And that's what ultimately
Billy
drove her perfect relationship to the gutters.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes you every time you have to be careful what you're doing in your present. Yeah. Because if she actually trained herself when all these things was happening, when she'll meet a guy this night, sleep with a guy this night, sleep with that.
But all those things did not really affect her.
It affected her because it affected her sexual orientation. Those were the things that she loved. She didn't like regular people sex. She loved exciting sex. Make me feel on edge, then sleep with me anywhere.
Okay.
That's what she wanted. And when she got a man that is like, okay, we're having sex in the house, we're having sex on the bed, normal places, she's like, oh, this thing's bore me. I want to have sex in the car. I want to have sex in the pool in somebody's yard. I want to feel thrilled every time, and that's what messed up her marriage. So I would love to watch season 2 to see how that
just have the best
out.
Present you can
have the best present. Don't say let me do drugs now, and 5 years from now I'll not be doing drugs again.
Yeah.
What if you get addicted?
True.
Or you rehabilitate and clean yourself, and in 5 years you go and do mistake and take that drug again. Yeah. That's a relapse. So be careful of what you let in your life.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental space.
Yep.
Yeah. We love you.
I mean, nobody's perfect. Trust me. Even if you're watching this and you have a past, that just focus on your present and make sure your present is better and good for you.
And be careful, because already some people have really, really bad pasts.
Yep.
Just make sure you've closed the doors. That's the first thing.
Most people have one thing they're not proud of.
Make sure you've closed the doors and you don't bring it into your new life.
Exactly.
If you're having a new relationship, I would say when you get into a new relationship, tell your partner about the kind of past you had.
Please don't.
If you know that that thing is not going to make or mar your relationship, or is not going to be significant in your relationship, then you don't have to say it.
Don't even say it at all. Whether it's going to be significant or not.
If it's going to mess up your relationship, your partner deserves to know.
No, he doesn't. Or she doesn't.
For example, if you're like, maybe
can't maybe give birth, for example.
Yes.
Maybe you've done like several abortions.
And it's certain that you can't give birth. Why wouldn't you tell the person that wants to get married to you and want kids that in your past you did
the best thing is for you not to
deceitful.
The best thing is don't just go for somebody that wants kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to explain.
And when
Simple.
and when you're no, that's bad. That's very, very bad advice.
How is it
Don't
bad?
say that. Because if you're that kind of person, I mean, this is just an example. Your partner or whoever you're with deserves to know. Because guess what? It's going to make or mar.
Well, yeah, tell your partner actually.
You should. Don't say, oh, he doesn't
Give
need
that person
to know.
a choice.
What if he now maybe like wants, is the kind of person that wants kids, and you know that, and
but
it's not
then
like
please,
not happening.
Just, I mean, like not everybody takes their partner's past quite well. That's why I said it's better.
Yeah, then you give the person a choice, not that you.
Yeah,
don't
but
give
that's
this
what I'm
person a
saying.
choice.
Give the person a choice.
Give the person a choice.
Then the person can handle it.
Talk
fine.
about
The person
it.
cannot handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, you say you tried. You spoke your truth.
Sometimes you can have done all those abortions and still be able to give. But
Yeah.
if you've gotten to that point where you know that this thing cannot happen because of that, and you're saying you don't want to tell him, that is bad.
That's not a good thing.
I mean, there's so many other cases. It could be that maybe you, as a man, used to do a lot of drugs and it has affected your health, and you have a terminal condition.
Or you can't even give birth to. You can't impregnate
Let's leave that one.
woman.
Let's leave that one.
Or you can't.
Let's leave that one.
Yeah, or you have
Let's say-
HIV.
No, HIV is even that one you can easily know. This is something that you might
Some
not
people
know.
don't know.
Maybe you know that you're going to die soon. Like, let's say 10, 12 years. And you're going to get married to somebody and not tell that person that don't want.
That's wicked.
That's wickedness.
That's wicked.
Because why would you let someone fall in love and build a life with you when
Give
you
them
know
a choice.
you don't have enough time to spend with that person? Give them a
the
choice.
point is, the advice here is, if it's something if it's a grave thing from your past that can make or mar your,
they deserve to know.
But if it's not that grave, if it's not, please just keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you see this Billy's case, it was not grave. It couldn't make or mar, but she just.
But Billy brought it.
She's just very superficial.
Billy
That's
brought
just
it upon herself.
She's
Anyway,
just very superficial.
I mean, I hope you guys love our review. Go and watch it. We'd love to see your comments and what you think about the movie. I'm sure we've dissected every part, or almost every part. Sorry for the spoiler alert for those who have not watched. But yeah, it's a nice movie. Go and watch it, and would wait for your feedback.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on our social media at Ike Nama and
at Ife_Theresa on Instagram, at Ife Theresa on Twitter, and
don't
our
forget to
group
share,
Instagram.
subscribe, and
like,
keep up catching
share.
up with us.
Our group Instagram at Ikeresa.
That's right.
So
We
thank
love
you so
you.
much for watching,
And we'll see you
in the next vlog. Don't be a Billy.
Mwah.
Bye.